Is there for us from Tokyo. Now, one industry that's set to really grow over the year ahead is food, because 2014 will see investors pouring more cash than ever before into agriculture and food processing, and every penny is needed. The United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization says that feeding the world over the next 30 years or so will require investments of around $83 billion a year. Now, compared to, say, bonds or currencies, agriculture can offer very attractive returns, but there's now recognition that just industrialising production by creating vast mechanised farms is only part of the answer. Investors are being pressed to think more about sustainability and the 70% of the world food still produced on family farms or small holdings. Our Europe business correspondent Nigel Cassidy has this report.
For this farmer, it's the season to finish clearing his fields and plan for next year. We all have to eat, and at the moment investors seem to think that the global food market could offer better returns than the financial markets. But even the large agricultural companies are under pressure to help people to farm more sustainably and for growers to keep a larger share of the proceeds. With investment in technology and techniques, producers in emerging markets can rapidly raise yields and sales.
It never makes sense if the investor approaches the investment from a helping perspective. It only makes sense if the investor is making the investment because he's going to earn money. Now, the question is, can you make money and also help the people involved? Yes, you can.
And often one small project sparks another.
In Indonesia, we financed a company which was producing noodles, then flour, then drinks around that. And that introduced competition in the market where at one point 80–90% of the noodle market was controlled by one existing incumbent producer.
As a senior UN food specialist told an industry conference, governments have to do their bit.
It doesn't make sense if we produce a lot on one place, but there is no storage, there is no proceeding, there is no infrastructure to transport it from one way to the other. So at the end, all stakeholders need to work together.
But it's agricultural investors who may also need to change their mindset.
The trend of urbanization is creating demand for a lot of these commodities, and where there's an opportunity for the local producers to start producing for domestic consumption. I think there's a misunderstanding that Africa is going to be a platform for export. There is an opportunity for import substitution and for satisfying the growing needs of those domestic markets right now.
So maybe it's no wonder that investors are shifting some of their focus from huge agribusinesses to the 70% of food still produced on family farms. Nigel Cassidy, BBC News.